Henderson Point in Hibernia. He said that's probably what we're seeing up that way. And I said, Henderson Point's supposed to be one of the best ones. And he goes, you know, I don't see that. Cut. Go.
Good morning and welcome to part 1 of the gojenn podcast. I'm not sure of the episode, and it's April 23rd, 2018, Sunday. We are camping at Nutbush Bridge Campground near Henderson, North Carolina. We've had a wonderful time, been here for 4 days, and today's our day to leave, but I don't want to leave. I don't want to go home. But anyway, I thought I would just take a minute and show you what I have that I've been working on. While we've been here, I only really brought one yarn project. I know that's really odd for me because I usually bring everything I have yarn. But I've been working on my 10-stitch Tunisian. Can you see that? Yes, I hope so. Today it's the warmest that it's been. It's been kind of chilly, windy. Let's see. I was right here on the trip down, so I've done a whole strip up, across, and I'm right here now. So that has been my crochet project to have with me all the time. I didn't want to start something new for the trip. That's living in my Tom Ben bag. It's a really neat bag because it's got a clear bottom, and so you can see all the fun stuff that's inside. I also got out my water paints yesterday. I was going to do some coloring on a postcard. I'll show you this closer up when we get home today, but I decided to pull out my watercolors and try to paint one of my postcards that I do. So this has made me really happy. It's not very easy to do because you need a really fine line, but it has been doing really well. A boat went by, so now we have waves, but otherwise the lake has been really still. It's been pretty quiet, except for rednecks and country music. I would be having a perfect trip. Those are the only two negatives. I'm not a country fan. So anyway, that's what I have for you so far, and I will finish this up when we get home. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of the gojenn podcast. Today is April 22nd. I think earlier I said it was the 23rd, but it's the 22nd, Sunday. We're back home now from our camping trip at Nutbush Bridge Campground near Henderson, North Carolina. We really did enjoy ourselves. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. This is episode 151. I got my notes out. That's so I would know. So I showed you my 10-stitch Tunisian blanket square that I'm working on, which is just an ongoing project. I just enjoy it a whole lot. I can sit out like I did this weekend. I sat out in the sunshine, and I don't have to count. I don't have to do anything in particular, pay attention wise, except for getting to the corners. And then I just have to miter the corners, and that's a decreasing and then increasing, and then you're off on the straight stretch again. So it's no trouble. One of the first things I noticed this morning, my hair looked like really crud because I just wet it because I knew I was coming home and I'd take a shower when I got here. So I don't know, maybe turn the video off or something, but let me show you these guys. Can you see them? They have had to come home. Bella. That's Bella, and this is Lucky's behind, because they have to come home and then take baths. Oh, the torture. And then I got out my little scissors and trimmed up around their eyebrows and beards, so they're just exhausted. Plus, we walk a lot more when we're camping because we're outside. Pick up the leash, take off, and Bella especially loves it. Sometimes Lucky's more of a little old man. So, let me see. So I told you about the 10-stitch Tunisian. I wanted to tell you, I get a little car sick if I try to read or like knitting. I can't. Sometimes I can crochet if I can look up and around and then just, glance to make sure I'm doing okay. But most of the time I can't. I just get car sick, motion sick. So what I can do is I can take a skein of yarn. I'll get mini skeins and they'll come all wrapped up and everything, like so. This one's ready. I opened it, but I didn't get to it. And then I'll just wind it into a ball to make it easier to use when I get around to crocheting it. Some are these teeny little, like 5 grams. Some are bigger. I don't care. I have gotten most of these either from the internet or online. Sometimes I'll keep an eye on a shop and they'll have a special for the mini skeins. And I don't mind using the itsy bitsy little teeny ones because they add that spark of color or whatever to my 10-stitch blanket. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. And doesn't that look like a bag full of fun? Woohoo! So there's that, and that's what I did on the way home. It took us about an hour and a half, 45 minutes to get home. And then everybody had to have showers. The laundry had to get started, and now we're just pooped. This is the project I showed you last time. It's a messy bun hat. See, it's open on both sides. And it went together very, very quickly, very easily. It does have this detail of a button band on the side. I would model it, but as I don't have a ponytail or a messy bun or any of that, well, here, why not? See? Really cute. So, and that's where the bun would go, or the ponytail. So anyway, I'm really happy. This was a very simple pattern. The name escapes me. It is a messy bun. That's in the title of it. So if you are on Ravelry, you can go to my project page. I set up a project page for this. These buttons don't do anything other than add a little visual interest. They don't hold it closed or anything. You seam it up and then you sew the buttons on. So it was really quick and easy, and I'll probably make more. This was a paid-for pattern, so it's not one of the free ones on Ravelry. But I enjoyed making it. Super quick. This is, I believe, the Line brand Wool Ease. So it's mostly wool content, which is good for cool weather time. Okay, now, what else? Let me tell you about my books. I did a lot of reading while I was gone. But before we went camping, I had finished The Thirst, which is the last in the Joe Nesbø series about the detective Harry Hole. And so I'll have to wait like the rest of the world for the next one to come out. He definitely left it open at the end for who our next bad guy will be. So once I finished that, I decided I was ready for an epic. And I got Terry Goodkind, the book Wizard's First Rule, which is part of a long epic series. I think the book is 13 hours long, but that's really fun to listen to, and I listened to quite a bit of it. And on the Kindle, I think the last time I talked with y'all, I was reading, or the author's name is Orest, Orest, Stelmach, and the prequel to the series, there's 3 books, and there's a prequel which was Altar Girl, altar like altar boy, altar girl, and there was a bit of a mystery, family dynamics, and I found it very interesting. The main character is American by birth, but her parents were both Ukrainian immigrants, and they're very steeped in that culture. The author didn't speak English until he started school, so I know nothing. I admit to my American ignorance. I know nothing really about the Ukraine, so it's fascinating. So anyway, I finished Altar Girl and started the first book in the series, which is The Boy from Reactor 4. And it's talking about the Chernobyl disaster, which I didn't realize was in the Ukraine, or in Ukraine. It's not the, which used to be part of the USSR, Soviet Union. So anyway, I'm really, really enjoying that. There's so much, fun stuff to do while you're camping. You can have your earbuds in and be people watching, or just sit there and stare at the lake because it's beautiful. There are water birds. Occasionally a boat will go by. People next to us were fishing sometimes, and so, oh, they caught a fish. We just had a great time. The campground was, when we got there on Thursday, I would say it was maybe 10% full, so 90% empty. And we had a perfect spot, totally lakefront, and nothing in front of us to hamper our view. We could just sit there right outside of our RV and watch the lake. And that's so peaceful, so nice. It was a little chilly and windy the first few days, but then it was always sunny, which if you could get in the sun, you could be a lot warmer. But it was definitely one t-shirt, maybe a long sleeve t-shirt, and then a sweatshirt, and you would just add and subtract as the day would go on. We really had a great time. Let's see. The only other thing I was going to talk to y'all about is I'm having trouble with the keto diet. The problem is it's difficult to eat, to find food. It's hard not to eat anything processed. I grew up white bread, potatoes. My favorite food are French fries, and I haven't had French fries in a month and a half. But I'm having difficulty. I'm not feeling satisfied, or I'm just I'm not happy with it. I understand that for my good health, I need to stay away from starches and sugars and anything that's refined, bleached flour. Okay, I get it. But can't I have it just, once in a while? So I investigated the Mediterranean diet because that's highly recommended. But I'm just not really big on eating a lot of fish. And I think I read an article that was like 6 things you need to do to be on the Mediterranean diet. One was eat fish, a lot of fish. very little red meat, maybe some pork or chicken, but fish. I'm just not a fish person. And then wine is one of the other things, and I'm not a wine drinker. So, and the rest of it was no refined foods, stay away from sugar and starch, and eat raw, which I'm already doing that. So I just don't know. I have about another 10 pounds I would like to lose, and I lost 10 pounds pretty easily, which I think must have been fluid or something when I started the keto, and I've just plateaued out and stayed the same, up a tenth, down a tenth, up 2/10, down, and so I don't weigh but maybe once a week. So anyway, I don't know. I'm feeling very, whatever that word is, conflicted. I think that's the word. So I've put together a little slideshow of photographs that we took while we were camping. I think several of them show you how empty the campground was, which it did fill up much more as it got to be. We got there Thursday, empty practically. Thursday, Friday, more people came in. Saturday, it got really busy. So we had a great time. Look forward to going back or going to our next camping trip. Can't wait. And tomorrow's Monday. Ugh. So anyway, I hope y'all are all doing very well. And, I wanted to show you the sticker I got. Look. See, it says laughter and love. Because I always wish you love and laughter.